family, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Selena Zinchuk. Now this video we're going to cover top 5 things that if I was transitioning from relaxed to natural hair, top 5 things I would recommend for you to do. I know natural hair can be complicated and hard if you make it hard. Now don't get me wrong, natural hair is hard because that's another video coming up. But if you create a routine and you follow that routine, you do not have to make things complicated on yourself. Now, I know when it comes to natural hair, you need to plan your wash day, especially if you have occasions that you have to go to. Natural hair is not a hair that you just jump in the shower, it takes you 2 minutes to wash or 5 minutes to wash and you jump out and you are ready to go. No, you have to plan ahead of time if you have curly hair or cordy hair like mine. Now, if you are new to the natural hair community and you just want something simple but also a routine that will guide you on the right path for you to be able to grow your hair, this is the 5 top simple things that you can do so you do not have to complicate your routine to make it more difficult for you. These are things I would recommend, or if I was now just starting my natural hair, these are things I wish I knew. Grab a pen and paper, because if you are new to natural hair, you don't know where to start, this video is what's gonna save your hair. Now, I would recommend create a simple routine that consists of a prepoo treatment and then you shampoo your hair. Now, let's not jump too fast. Let's cover the prepoo section. Now, for prepoo treatment, I would recommend incorporating Ayurvedic herbs into your routine because it is not only going to help with hair growth and help with scalp health and also help with overall healthy hair, but apart from that, it also reduces breakage, it also reduces dryness on your hair, and you are getting the overall benefit from it. There are so many Ayurvedic herbs out there, but I would say if you are just starting up, I would recommend top 3 Ayurvedic herbs for you. They are Brahmi powder, Amla powder, and Bhringraj powder. Those are the top 3 herbs I recommend for you to start with. Because remember, we want a simple routine. We don't need anything complicated. We don't need hundreds of different herbs. Now, I have so many different herbs because this is what I do. I am a hair care content creator. I am an Ayurvedic natural DIY hair care creator. So I love to experiment with different Ayurvedic herbs and tell you guys which one work, or in case you don't have this herb, there are other herbs that you can use. That is why I have multiple herbs. But if I was not a content creator, that I don't have to create content regularly on YouTube, I will only select top 3 Ayurvedic herbs, and those herbs will be my Bhringraj, my Amla, and my Brahmi powder. Now I got my notes here because I didn't want to sit down and memorize all of this, so I just made my notes. Now, while Bhringraj powder, they are known for stimulating hair follicles, reducing hair fall, and also preventing premature graying by increasing blood flow to the scalp. Now, for Amla powder, it is rich in vitamin C and antioxidants. It nourishes follicles, it strengthens hair strength, and it boosts scalp health. Now, Bhringraj powder, it strengthens hair roots, it reduces dandruff, and it helps improve circulation to the scalp. So these 3 herbs, if you want, you can mix them together. If you want, you can alternate between them and use 1 or 2 or 3. Now, to make this mixture into a paste is easy. You can mix it with yogurt, you can mix it with coffee brew, you can mix it with warm water. You can also go in with some oils like coconut oil, jojoba oil, or olive oil. Make it into a paste, a consistency that is good for you, and then apply it to your hair. Leave it on for at least 30 minutes. After that, you can rinse it out and then go and shampoo your hair. But including Ayurvedic herbs into your hair routine, Ayurvedic herbs is not like our normal shampoo and conditioner. They have extra moisturizing, extra benefit that it can give our hair and our scalp. So if I was starting my natural hair journey, I will 100% incorporate an Ayurvedic prepoo into my routine. The next thing I will include into my routine is scalp oiling. Now, I know there was a whole controversy on this about no oil, no butter thing. I didn't really get into that topic because God first, but 100% include hair growth oil, scalp oiling, scalp stimulation for me to be able to reverse my alopecia. It's all about sending those nutrients to the hair follicles for the hair follicles to wake up and grow hair from out of it. And I really focus on using Ayurvedic oils and massaging it in my scalp on a regular basis. This is not something that you do for 1 week, 2 weeks, or a month, and then you just feel you're going to grow all the hair in the world. This is a consistency matters. So all in your scalp, you can do that once a week. You can do that twice a week. And also just giving yourself that good massage, which will send those nutrients to the hair follicles. So yes, up to now, even though I was able to reverse my alopecia, I still cannot live without oils. Personally, I am on a 30 days hair growth challenge, and all what I'm doing is oiling my scalp every day and giving myself a massage. I did that using my caffeine oil. I saw a lot of hair growth, so I'm not doing it with the S Secrets and the caffeine oil. So include or oiling and scalp massage into your routine. If you don't have access to a good natural organic clean oils like my Ayurvedic oils, I would say you can make your own DIY oils, include rosemary. Now, never ever apply essential oils directly to your scalp without you diluting it. You can dilute your essential oils in jojoba oil and amla or olive oil, and then you can massage it on your scalp. But if you don't have a good hair growth oils, I highly recommend S Secrets hair growth oils. These were the oils that I was able to help reverse my alopecia. I will leave the link down below for you. But yes, oiling your scalp is number 2 thing I would highly recommend to you. If I was just starting my hair growth journey, another thing I would include is taking hair growth vitamins. Now, let me tell you, we can grow all the hair from outward. If your inside is not healthy, that hair is not going to grow. Now, I'm saying this from experience because when I was diagnosed with traction, alopecia, and alopecia areata, I was doing all the things on the outside with my traction alopecia. I was able to grow my hair, but my alopecia areata is an internal thing, so I had to take care of my inside. And doing that, I started to include hair vitamins into my routine. Now, if your inside is not healthy, it will affect your skin, it will affect your hair, and let me tell you, it's holistic. It's both ways, inside and outside. And for that, I love to choose hair vitamins that consist of biotin, that consists of vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. And because of that, I came out with our own vitamins that have all of those ingredients in it, because those are essentials for our hair, our skin, our nails, and our body needs these vitamins. If you are deficient in these vitamins, it's gonna really affect your hair, especially with vitamin D, which we get from the sun. But during the winter time, we don't go out, or if you are always inside, you work from inside, you're not getting it. You have to substitute that with supplement. And also iron. I'm also anemic, so I tell God thank you. I'm still able to keep hair on my head. Again, that's something that if you are deficient in it, it also affects your hair. So I would recommend go and get some blood work done. Whatever you are deficient in, try to substitute it with supplement. Now, let me tell you, get your doctor advice first. do not be afraid to take supplement if you are deficient in these vitamins. And apart from that too, if you're a busy person, you don't have time to consume all of these vitamins through your food, substituting it through a supplement is the best route to go. As for me, I'm always busy. I'm juggling between so many different things with kids, with contents, with secrets. I mean, my life, myself, family. So because of that, sometimes I'm not able to intake all of my vitamins through my food. So I substituted with my secret vitamin. Again, that is on my website, but I would highly, highly, highly recommend for your overall health, for your hair, try and start taking some kind of hair vitamins. If I was starting my hair journey over, that's something I will include into my routine. The next thing I will try to incorporate is slow manipulation. Length retention is more important than hair growth speed. You can have the genetic to grow extremely long hair. If the hair keeps breaking off, you are not retaining length. And to do that, you need to keep your hands out of your hair. You constantly manipulating your hair, constantly brushing your hair, constantly doing different styles on your hair, constantly testing out so many different products on your hair. All of those things can cause your hair to break out. So constant manipulating your hair, no matter how much hair you can grow within the month, the more you grow the hair, the more it's going to break. So putting down the comb, putting down the brushes, putting down your fingers from in your hair. Like when you wash your hair, if you wash your hair every week, when you wash your hair on that wash day, the style that you put in, it should stay until your next wash day. You don't have to do anything to your hair. Maybe it's just a spray butter or maybe a little oil you want to put on your edges. That should be it. You shouldn't be in your hair again trying to do another style after 2 days, trying to do another style after 3 days. Let me tell you, you can have the genetic to grow long hair. If it breaking from the ends, you wouldn't be able to retain that length. So protect your styling, tuck your ends away, give your hair a break. And this is what I'm doing this 2026. I'm giving my hair a break so that I can be able to retain the length, because I know my hair grows. It's just when I am constantly in it, it is going to break off. So putting it away, treating it, putting it away, and then just let my hair just grow its natural rate. And once my hair is protected and I put it away, I'm going to be able to retain that length. If I were starting my natural hair journey, the last thing I will focus on is keratin treatment, bonding treatment, and trim. Now let's take that one at a time. Keratin treatment, our hair is made of 3 layers. The top layer, which is the cuticle layer. The second layer is our cortex. And then the third layer is our medulla. Now, the keratin protein treatment, it coats the top layer of the hair, which is the cuticles. That's how when you see your hair shining and nice, that's the top layer. The cortex layer is where the structure of your hair is, and this is what gets broken down when you color your hair, when you use heat on your hair, or also just the environmental factor that can also break the bond down in your hair. So what I know about hair structure now, if I was starting my hair journey over, I would include protein treatment into my hair. And don't tell me, oh, I'm low porosity, I cannot do protein. Your hair is actually made of protein. That protein is keratin protein. So yes, we all need protein in our hair. Now, bonding treatment, if you say, oh, but I don't color my hair, I don't straighten my hair, the environmental factor also break the bonds down. Even constant brushing, combing, all of that, it is also breaking the bonds down in your hair. So no matter what, you still need a bonding treatment. You see that? So keratin treatment, bonding treatment, and then trims. This is where I have an issue with it. I don't like it when hairstylists say cut your hair every 4 to 6 weeks, because our hair doesn't grow that much every 4 to 6 weeks. I still stand by cut your hair when needed. And when I say when needed, it could be every 4 months. It could be even twice a year. If you are someone who you are not doing all the chemicals to your hair. You're not manipulating your hair constantly. Why do you need to trim your hair every 4 to 6 weeks? It just doesn't make sense. Our hair doesn't grow that fast. Even someone who have a very good genetics, that is still a short amount of time for you to cut your hair every 4 to 6 weeks. So I would say trim when needed, but again, to not wait too long, because if your ends are splitting, it can travel up the hair shaft, which that can lead to split ends and breakage. So trim when needed twice a year or 3 times a year, but do not be afraid of trim. Now, when it comes to my hair texture, that's something which I if I was starting over, I would incorporate more often, like straightening my hair twice a year so I can actually see where the split ends are and get rid of them. I feel it was absolutely wrong for me going 5 years straight with no heat on my hair so that I couldn't professionally get rid of those split ends. That also caused my split ends to travel up my hair shaft. So what I know now, I will straighten my hair twice a year or even 3 times a year. Every 4 months, I will straighten it, examine the ends, see how the ends is, and if it needs to go, I will cut it off. If it's healthy, I will just give myself dusting. So do not be afraid of heat. If heat is only as bad if number one, if you are going to someone who just doesn't care about your hair and just use excessive amount of heat on it and no heat protectant. But if you can blow dry your hair with heat protectant and you able to see those split ends and straighten your hair on not 450 or whatever highest amount of heat on the flat iron, you will still be able to maintain healthy hair without getting heat damage. Now, I also have a whole theory on that other part because I went and got my hair professionally straightened and I got severe heat damage, which is now I'm trying to grow out. And these are the things I am incorporating into my routine right now. Everything that I preach, I go by it. This is what I'm incorporating into my routine. That's why within a short amount of time, I was able to really grow my hair more than the rate that I thought my hair could grow. I know my hair grows slow, but I'm able to retain this length. I'm able to, all what I'm telling you to do, I'm incorporating it. And that's why I was able to reverse my heat damage. I was able to grow my hair fast. I'm going to give it another year, maybe by the end of this year, and then I would just go and cut off all the remaining part of my heat damage. That would basically be like me starting my hair journey over. But again, I started incorporating protein into my hair. I started incorporating bonding treatment into my hair. As for Ayurvedic, you guys know I am the queen of DIYs and with Ayurvedic, so that's something I already do. Hair oils, that's something I already do. That's what grew my hair twice the waist length. So I'm not trying to get my hair to waist length again. This time I'm trying to get it to waist length within 3 or 4 years. So finger crossed, wish me luck on that. But I'm incorporating all of these things and also low manipulation. Yes, this is a week. Don't come for me on that. Like I told you, low manipulation. So if you want to join me on this low manipulation hair growth challenge, you can join my WhatsApp group. I'll leave it down in the description box. Or if you just want to keep up with my video and see what I'm doing during the challenge, I will also be posting it here. But yeah, if I was someone who's starting my hair growth journey over and I want to grow my hair back to my waist, these are exactly the things I would do. And I hope this video helped you. I hope you learn a lot from this, especially if you are new to the natural hair community. I wish you all the best of luck in your natural hair journey. Now tell me one thing that you took from this video that you will incorporate into your hair journey, or if you have any hair growth tip that you would love to share, I would love to hear from you. I read the comments, I reply to every comment, and apart from that, it will help others in the comment section. Thank you so much for subscribing if you haven't, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.